Hi guys, this is JP from FSiPanel. Today a quick video to show you how to import external snapshot. This is a new feature of FSiPanel 2017. It allows you to import ready-made snapshots. You can find those snapshots in the new FSiPanel forum. So today I will show you how we use it. And what we will do today is an RNAV approach runway 02 in Kathmandu. So I have made a snapshot ready for you to fly. The first snapshot for Kathmandu 02 is for the PMDG 737-800 winglet series. And what we will do is we'll position the aircraft on the SID, on the star, sorry, which one was that? This one, sorry, the dollar star. So this is what the position will be if you use the snapshot. So let's see that, how we do it. In FSiPanel, as you can see, I have right now a Majestic 400-8 I need to change that to a PMDG 737-800 winglet. So let's see if I have one of these aircraft available. Yes, I do have some of them. So I will take here the 800 PMDG house winglet. If you don't have the right aircraft, the snapshot will not work. You cannot import it. So now I have this 800 winglet already imported. So let's see now for our snapshot files. Snapshot file, you will download them from the forum. So now I have this snapshot here, PMDG. It's a .FSiPanel file. So what I need to do is take this file and simply drag and drop it in FSiPanel. Then we get this screen which tells you the name is RNAV 02 in Kathmandu. It's for P3DV4. It's for PMDG 737-800 winglet, as we can see here, and we will fly in VNKT runway 02. You have a quick description as well. So it's going to be RNAV approach. Your FMC is programmed. The minimum is set as well. At top of descent, set your MCP altitude to let the aircraft descend according to the profile. Sorry. So here we'll use a VNAV descent. And expect to see the runway just before reaching MDA. So the weather is not very good today, and safe landing. So let's see. We click on import. Snapshot imported successfully. Good. And now the only thing I need to do is load snapshot. You see in green it means it's an external snapshot. So we want to do this RNAV 02 in Kathmandu. We get again the description here, and I just click select. Okay, so now everything is set for me. The weather that I have put for this approach is already set. If you want to change it, you can change it. However, I suggest you try it with the actual weather first, just to see how it works. P3D is started with a D4 aircraft, as always. And now on my FSiPanel, I will click Move Aircraft. So now FSiPanel will position the aircraft for this arrival, and we will have the weather set as per the scenario. So let's see what's happening. As always here, guys, do not touch anything. Just let the aircraft stabilize. And while it's doing that, I will have a look at the arrival. This is the arrival that we will do today. From Sindhu, we'll go to Kilo Tango 658 here, and then to 638, and then to Ratan. So we'll see that in details now. It's okay. Now FSiPanel is trimming the aircraft. Please check all autopilot modes are set. Set your FMC and ready hold your brake to start flying. So now the aircraft is stationary. So let's have a quick look in our modes. I like to put the screens a little bit bigger so I can see everything in a better. So we see that we are close to Sindhu. We need to be 10,700 or above. So here we have an altitude of 15,000, which is good. And if we look into our FMC here, we have the whole arrival there, 10,500 at Ratan. We'll check that in a minute. And the whole arrival is there down to the runway. Our approach speed is set. Auto brake is set. And for my minimum, if I press reset, I get my minimum, which is 4671. actually the MDA on the chart plus 50, and we can do the same on the first officer side, and we should have as well here 4671. Good, so now we have our minimum. So let's have a quick look at the chart before we release the aircraft. Or basically I can release the aircraft because it's a long way down. So let's start flying. So I will hold the brake, your control, we have LNAV and VNAV, and the aircraft is on its way to Kathmandu. We see top of descent approaching here, and let's have a look at this. So this is where we're coming from here, Cindy, 10,700 or above. Then we'll start our descent at some point. We have a restriction here in the speed restrictions. Okay. We can see speed restrictions maximum 250. So I've checked all these points for you guys, it's already done, see 250 or below, so you don't need to check them anymore. And at the end we will end up at the initial approach fix, which is Ratan. We have to be at 10,500 or above, speed 250 knots. And Ratan, we can see it here, 250 knots or below at 10,500 or above. So this is good. And from there we will start our approach. So the approach in Kathmandu, as you can see, it's a RNAV. The final approach course is 022. The final approach fix, we will start our descent at 8,700 feet, and we will go down to 4621 plus 50. This is why we have set 4671 in our minimum. And as you can see here, the descent starts at Kilo Tango 530. So this is the final approach fix. And then we have a constant descent 2.8 with some turns all the way down to the runway. So we have to be stabilized in landing configuration before starting our final descent here. And we see that we need RNP 0.3 for this approach. So let's see how FMS is set for that approach. Now I get the warning from the FMC, reset MCP altitude. So the next altitude that we will descend is the Ratan. We can see here the next step 10,500 or above. So I will give clearance to VNAV to descend to 10,500 feet now. And we will shortly start our descent. Now we were talking about the RNP. So we can see in the RNP progress right now, it's a prog page 4. You can see that the RNP for the approach will be set to 0.3. Right now we have a RNP of 1.00, which we can as well see here in your navigation display. So this is good because it's the star. The star is 1.0 requirements. And once we reach our approach at Ratan, the FMC will automatically change to 0.3. The vertical RNP right now is 400. We will change it manually to 125 when we start our final descent to have a better monitoring of our rate of descent and our vertical profile. So for now, everything is set. We are starting our descent. I will inform the cabin crew that the landing is imminent, so let's put the belt on. I have already the landing lights, fixed light on, and we are now starting our initial descent. You can see here as well that the aircraft will start decelerating just before Ratan. So here we can let VNAV do the job for us, and we will monitor if everything is working as expected. So normally, as everything has been programmed, we should have a constant descent, no level off, and the speed should be taken care of by the VNAV, so everything should be fine. Let's see. RNAV approach, guys, remember it's better, normally it's a requirement, so you should fly it with the autopilot, and as it is a AR approach, authorization required, in Kathmandu we need to fly it in LNAV and VNAV. There is no other choice. You cannot start flying it in vertical speed. It has to be flown LNAV and VNAV, and we have to monitor the altitude constraint during our approach. So usually what we do is pilot flying, we'll have the legs page open, and we check the steps. So during your descent, you will see here the steps, 7,100 or above, 6740 or above, 6260 or above, and we will check that the aircraft is doing that. So now we are starting our descent, 13,000 feet. I will just increase a little bit the simulator speed as I don't want to keep you watching for a long time boring stuff. So here everything is automatic. PMDG 737 is very nice. The way it flies, she flies, is perfect. So let's see now how it works. So now we have a speed of 2, so don't forget to go back to normal speed if you're doing the same thing as me. I just do that now to make a shorter video. So everything is good. We are turning into Rattan. Rattan is 10,500 or above. So this is what we have now as a constraint. Okay, I will go back to normal speed now. Don't forget to synchronize your heading log. You see the weather is not that great today. It's a little bit hazy with I think the weather is broken at 500 feet and the visibility is 2,000 meters. So 2,000 meters, and for this approach we need the RVR here of 1,100. So that's good, and we have a broken at 1,000 and we need 300. So we should be fine. However, always be prepared for the worst, which can be the go-around. In that case, the go-around is as well RNP 0.3, so we need to fly it in LNAV. As soon as you get on the go-around pass, arm LNAV. So the aircraft will fly LNAV, and please keep your flaps to 15 on the go-around, so the speed remains low initially, so you can have the turn radius which are correct. Alright, now we are coming to Rattan, 10,500 feet, so we can next give the next altitude constraint, which will be our final approach fix 8,700. We can see that here, 8,700 feet at Kilo Tango 530. Okay, so the aircraft is passing now 10,000 feet, and you see the FMC went to up speed. Now you want us to reduce the speed. So at that stage we want to start reducing our speed, so I will use flaps 1. Speed is below 250, and flaps 1. Always when we change the flaps, check that your modes here in the VNAV remains VNAV path. If it reverses to VNAV speed, we have to do something to make sure we go back on path, otherwise the descent is not controlled for a RNAV approach like this one. Alright, now we are going down, everything looks good. I will just put my range to 10 miles so we see better what's happening. We're passing 10,000. We have to be fully configured by Kilo Tango 530. So usually the technique is to be gear down flaps 15 at 2 miles before Kilo Tango 530, and just before Kilo Tango 530 we go for final landing configuration. So now the speed is getting good. I can go for flaps 5. We monitor always our NPS. Here we are good in the lateral and we are good in the vertical. We see it is here as well. Sorry, everything looks good. So we can continue our descent. Everything looks good. 8,700 feet will be our hard limit at Kilo Tango 530. We can see it here as well, 8,700 feet. And then we will start this RNPAR approach from Kilo Tango 530, which is the final approach fix of this approach. So for now the speed is good, there is no need to reduce further, everything looks good. We have a little bit of drag with flaps 5, the speed is going to bug 5. At Kilo Tango 532 I will start to think about my gear down and flaps 15. We have a little bit of wind from the left, so we have to monitor as well our NPS to make sure we are exactly where we're supposed to be. As you see, we have mountains around the place, so if you see a deviation here, then we need to do something. You can see as well that RNP now has changed to 0.3, so the tolerance here on the system is less. We are approaching our 8,700 feet, so I will give my minimum now, which is 4,700. So I will give clearance now to my FMC to descend to 4,700 feet, which is the roundup of 4671 here. And now we are 2 miles. I will go gear down, flaps 15, arm the speed brake. We set the lights, and engine start lever continues. Engine start switches are set, and we are coming to Kilo Tango 530, flaps 30, and we have the approach 148, and we are starting our descent Kilo 5301. So this is final approach fix. We start our approach. From now we go on the RNP progress page here of the first officer, which is monitoring our approach, and I will set now a margin of 125 RNP requirements for the vertical. So as you can see now here, the margin on the PFD is less, so we have to be careful not to monitor that, and lateral and vertical. So we are starting our approach. Now we check all the steps. So what I can do is put everything open like this, and you can see here my next step, which is mandatory, is Dovan 7100 or above. We can see it as well here on the map display. So we just monitor now the approach. Can do the landing checklist. So engine start switches are continuous, speed brake is arm, landing gear is down, and flaps we have 30 green lights. So now this is out of the way, landing checklist completed. At some point we will have to set our missed approach altitude, which is 10,500 as well on this approach. So here there is different techniques and different airline policies, so I will let you decide when you want to set it. System wise, as soon as you are 300 feet below your missed approach altitude, you could set it. So here I will just keep it a little bit longer, and when we turn final I will set it. So we are still in VNAV path. We are coming to Dovan 7,100 or above. So let's see how the system is doing that. It looks good. So this step we are okay. Don't forget your heading bug. Should something go wrong and you have to go around, if the heading is toward the mountain here, it's going to be a disaster, especially in IMC. Now we have quite a bit of view on the mountain, but you can do this approach in full IMC weather. So we have to make sure that if we do a go around, the aircraft is staying where it's supposed to be. Now we have the next step, Kilo Tango 524 6740 or above. So we check that as well, and that looks good as well. We are 6,880, so we are all good. Now we are coming to the next one, 6260 at Kilo Tango 523. That looks good. You see the weather is a bit hazy, so I hope we will see the runway. (6260), and shortly we will turn final. Be careful as well, the airport elevation is 4,000 and something feet. Let's see, 4,000 airport elevation 4395, so let's call it 4,400. So even though you're showing 6.3, you're only 2,000 feet AGL. So we have to pay attention to that. Now we will be turning final, so we'll set my inbound heading 022. So this is done, and we check the last step, 520 5280 at Kilo Tango 520. We are turning final. So now I will set my missed approach altitude 10,500. When you do that, check that you remain in VNAV path here and that the aircraft continues its descent. Still monitor everything. And now we'll get ready to take over if we see the runway. If we don't see the runway, it will be a go around. So this is now, we are 1,000 feet, almost 1,000 feet. For now we don't see anything, but we can see here that everything, lateral path and vertical path, look good. So we can continue our approach. We have the missed approach altitude set. Let's continue down to our minimum, and let's see if we are lucky enough to see the runway. Here I'm using Thai Creation Kathmandu scenery. I found out that the PAPI at the end is showing 4 white even though you're on a 3 degrees descent, so here we'll disregard the PAPI on the short final. As long as we cross the threshold at 50 feet, we are good. So now see we are coming into the clouds. Let's see what's happening now. Heading is set, everything is good. We are coming close to minimum. Looking outside, for now I see nothing. We can see now ground contact. So that's already not too bad, but we need to have reference to the runway, not only the ground, remember? So we continue. I can see flashing approach light in sight now, perfect. So approaching minimum, we are visual, and I will take now autopilot off, auto throttle off, and we go for the landing. In short, we try it. C4 white, but I have the feeling that the aircraft is good, so I will not touch anything.
100. 50. Sync rate. 20. 10.
Long landing. Reversers. And manual braking. And that's it. Welcome to Kathmandu, guys. So a quick landing summary. The landing distance is 764 meters. It's within the touchdown zone. Rate of descent is 249 feet per minute. Could be much better. And the speed was 143. We had a VRF which was 150 something, so this is normal. We can try to see, should I show you the landing report? I'm not sure, because that's probably not going to be very good for me. Let's see. Let's have a look at that. So it's satisfactory. The landing distance could be much better. I'm 1.3 meters right of the center line, which is okay. It's good. The rate of descent is a nice landing. Yeah, it was not too bad, but a bit long to me. And we see here, this is a VOR approach, RNP approach. So we are slightly to the right of the center line, and it's coming back nicely to the runway. And the descent, this is an ideal 3 degrees descent. And we have a 2.8 degrees descent, I think, on this approach chart. If we look there, it shows a descent of 2.8. So this is completely normal. So here we can say that we landed so safely in Kathmandu. Okay, guys, that was it. This is how to import external snapshots. You will find some of these snapshots coming regularly on the forum. And please give it a try in Kathmandu and post all your comments below. I will be very happy to reply if you have any questions. Thank you, guys, and as always, safe landings.